What's up, Calisthenics family? It's Michael over here, and in this short video I'm gonna show you how to learn one of the most basic calisthenics exercises, the L-sit. Alright guys, so welcome to this informational video on how to learn the L-sit. You can actually learn this quick skill very fast if you use the right training method. For me in the beginning it was actually really hard to unlock the L-sit because when I started with training, I started at the gym and I actually never did core strengthening exercises. So for me it was actually quite a hard exercise to learn, but eventually it worked out, and I'm gonna show you how you can learn this exercise from a complete beginner stage. So the first progression on how to learn this move, it would be the best if you do this in an elevated position. So we can use these boxes right over here, or you can also use some chairs if you train at home, but today I'm gonna use these ones. So the first exercise is the basic tucked hold in an elevated position. So that looks like this. So make sure that you place your hands on the outer side of the box, right here, right on the edge, and then make sure that you start in a good position with your shoulders. So depress your shoulders like this. So this is elevation. That is what we want to avoid at all times. Press. Now we have straight arms. And from here, we're just gonna bring our feet off the ground. This is basically the first position. And then maybe elevate your knees. And try to hold this for 30 seconds. And make sure to keep that scapula depressed. So not like this, but press up. And also completely straight arms. So that is the first progression. Try to hold this for 30 seconds. If you can hold this, then we can move on to the next progression, and that is the one-legged L-sit hold, also in an elevated position. So, and we have different training methods. First we're gonna do a dynamic training method, and then we're gonna combine dynamics with isometrics, because the L-sit is an isometric exercise or a static exercise, which means that you're gonna hold a certain position for a set amount of seconds or minutes. So the second variation, raise your knees up again, and now one leg out and then the other one. We're gonna do 10 reps in total. Eight, 9, 10. So once you can do this for 10 repetitions, then you can move on and combine the dynamic part with the isometric part by doing the exact same thing, but now we're gonna hold the one leg tuck position for 5 seconds, and then we're gonna do the other leg. So it looks like this. Start in the tuck position again, one leg out, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one. And then repeat this for like 3 sets with 4 to 6 repetitions. So you have a 20 to 30 second hold with this variation. So eventually, if you can do the one leg hold, then we can move on to holding the one leg tuck position for a consecutive amount of 30 seconds. So just like this, tuck position and holding this as long as you can. Make sure to straighten out your leg completely. So these are basically the first two progressions to learn the L-sit. First we did the tucked hold, then we did the one leg hold, and then it's time to move on to the full L-sit in an elevated position. So for this we can do the exact same training method. So first start off with dynamics. So tucked, full, tucked, full, tucked, full, tucked, full. And do this for 3 to 4 sets for 5 to 10 repetitions. And then we can combine the dynamic training style with the isometric training style again. So tucked, hold for 5 seconds and back to tucked. 5 seconds, hold and back to tucked. Also this variation, 3 sets with 4 to 6 sets of 5 seconds until you have a 30-second hold. So once you've mastered this, then it's time to try out the full L-sit for like 10 to 20 or 30 seconds in the elevated position. So let's try it out. I will turn the box so you can see the position. And it's actually a lot harder when you place your hands flat like this. It would be easier if you use parallels. So I would definitely advise you to use parallels in the beginning of your calisthenics journey or when you're learning the L-sit, because then it's easier to press and keep that straight arm position and a depressed scapula. So especially with the full L-sit, I would highly recommend this. Start in a depressed position again with your shoulders and then tucked and hold. So try to do these holds for like 10 seconds up to 20 or 30 seconds, as long as you can, 3 to 4 sets. And then you basically have mastered the full L-sit in an elevated position. I use the box right here. You can also try it out on the dip bars if you have access to a dip station, maybe at the park or at your local gym. So that is the first part of learning the L-sit in an elevated position. But next we have a more difficult variation, and that is bringing the parallels towards the floor. It's easier to do them elevated because then you can bring your legs up. Now it's harder because you have less space to move. You're closer to the surface. So that means that you also have to have more core compression strength to keep your legs elevated from the floor. And you can basically try out the exact same training method that we did on the boxes. So I just go through this real quick. So with the tucks variation, now we're gonna do the tucks variation again. So we walk forward like this, depress your scapula, bring your knees as close as possible, almost towards your chest, and from here, hold. Maybe for 5 seconds, 4 sets of 5 seconds, until you can ultimately hold this for like 10 to 20 seconds. Then the next exercise is of course the one leg variation again. So first, tucked dynamics, 10 repetitions, and then combining the isometric hold with the dynamic exercise. So 5 seconds, and then the other leg 5 seconds. Also with this exercise, 4 to 6 repetitions of 5 seconds, and then 3 sets in total. So ultimately, once you have mastered the one leg variation on the parallels, then it's time to move on to the full L-sit on the floor. So we start in the same position. Make sure that you bring your hands like to your waistline right here. So don't start from here, also not too far away, like this. Then lean a little bit backwards, straighten out your arms, depress your scapula, go up, lean back, activate your rear delts, and then try to hold this as long as possible. Keep your legs as completely straight. Try to hold this basically as long as you can, because the goal with this tutorial is to learn the L-sit. And with calisthenics, the rule applies: if you can hold a static exercise for 3 seconds, then you have unlocked that move. So 3 seconds is enough, but of course I would definitely recommend you to train more than 3 seconds, because to get stronger in your static holds, it's actually better to do holds for at least 5 seconds. So guys, these were basically all the progression exercises towards the full L-sit, but I can also imagine that it's quite hard to do the tucked hold, for example, that I did on the floor for the first time. So you can also incorporate some strengthening exercises. So one of the best strengthening exercises that I would recommend is the L-sit scapula push-ups. So that looks like this. We start in the L-sit position again, this time with our feet on the floor, and from here go from an elevated position in your scapula towards a depressed position in your scapula. So basically push-ups with straight arms. So try to do this for 3 sets and 5 to 10 repetitions. If you can do this easily, you can also make it a little bit more advanced by bringing your feet more forward. Activate your core. Alright guys, so that was basically the full tutorial on the L-sit, and let me know your current L-sit hold at this moment. Are you currently at the tucked version, the one leg version, or the full L-sit, and how long can you hold each progression? Let me know in the comments, and then I can see if we can make another video about a specific progression or a specific skill on that particular exercise. And of course there are a lot of other way more advanced progressions of the full L-sit. For example, I'm currently working towards the ring L-sit. That is my progression at this moment, but for now let's stick to the full L-sit on the floor. So guys, that's it for this video. I really hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what other skill tutorial videos you want to see on the channel, and I'll catch you guys next week. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more, and that's it. Peace out guys.
When I found Calisthenics Family, and they were offering this program plus the online coaching for a very affordable price. So I decided to try it. If anyone's looking to start calisthenics, I would highly recommend this. It'll do the same for you.
I'm Gordon, and I've been with Calisthenics Family for almost 3 months now, and all the time I've had Yannick as my trainer.
Like Michael or Yannick can just be like that little extra push to keep you going. You also seen the pictures. I'm really proud of myself that what I achieved in the last 8 weeks.
Go for it and start your journey.